welcome back to today's video, and I just want to take you through a few moves, just focusing on a bit of mobility and also just something a little bit fun, a little bit playful, so nothing to take too seriously, but just really designed to just get the body moving. So it might be really nice to do at the start of the day. So if you just wake up and just ironing out any kinks that you've got from being asleep all night. But yeah, it can be done at any point during the day, and is available again to anybody. You don't need any props or anything like that. Just grab a mat or a towel, or you can just simply do it on the floor at home. And we're going to start standing. So at the end of your mat or towel or wherever you are, feet hip distance apart, and just think about grounding your feet down into the mat, maybe gripping the toes. And again, just feet hip distance apart, core sucked in and engaged. And we're just going to roll our shoulders just 3 or 4 times towards the back of the room. And then again, just 3 or 4 times coming forward, just really opening up the shoulders, just warming them up. Again, we're just looking for mobility here, so anything that just feels nice. And then just letting the arms just drop down by the side. And we're going to just tuck the chin under and almost just start rolling the spine down as if we're trying to roll into a little ball. And just keep going until you're bringing the spine all the way down, until slight bend in the knees, until your hands either come towards your shins or drop towards the floor. And just let the head hang heavy for a moment. Maybe just have a little sway from side to side and just iron out any kinks down the side body. And then we're just going to reverse the move. So again, just thinking nice and slowly about stacking the vertebrae of the spine one on top of the other as we just peel ourselves upwards and just have a little roll of the shoulders and just drop the head back ever so slightly, getting a slight back bend in there. And again, tucking the chin under and just rolling back forward. So we're just going to do this 2 more times. So taking the hands towards the floor, onto the shins, whatever's comfortable, having a slight bend in the knees. Again, just a little shake out here. It's quite nice to use the weight of the head to just try and release tension from your neck and just have that lovely length in your spine. And then we'll just take it back up. So again, just stacking that spine back one on top of the other as we come to standing. Roll the shoulders and just tilt the head back, slight back bend. And then just one more time. So just tucking the chin, rolling everything forward, shoulders, chin tucked in as we just come back down to the floor. And then just taking a bit of a ragdoll here, so you can actually just sway from side to side. Use the head as a weight, so just let everything go. Maybe grab opposite hands, opposite elbow, just shake from side to side. And that's quite nice to just iron out again, just searching out any spots that might feel tight today. And just coming to a place of stillness, and then just again, just peeling our way back up, standing nice and slowly, avoid any head rushes. And then coming back to standing, and then just nice and wide with the arms there. And then just bringing the arms forward and just interlacing the hands in front of you. So as if you're going to be giving somebody a nice big hug. It's nice soft knees here. So if any of you are familiar with doing cat-cow positions in yoga, then this is going to be very similar, just a bit of a standing version. And really good for just mobilizing the upper body and just opening everything up. So into your hug position, hugging a tree, hugging a friend. And then we're going to be pushing. Think about pushing your arms away and just creating that dome in the upper back and just getting that lovely stretch. And just move from side to side a little bit here. And then just taking the arms back, taking the tilt in the head for whatever feels comfortable. Having a slight back bend, just opening the shoulders. And then on an inhale, coming forward, tucking the belly button in, squeezing that core. Nice big hugs. You push, almost like a push-pull, as if you're pushing your hands into something and pulling away. And then just releasing and letting everything go. Inhale, roll forward. Nice big stretch. Exhale, let go, slight back bend there, just tilting the head. Inhale, come forward. And again, we're just going to take everything down and just have a bit of a ragdoll here as well. Just shake everything out. Just whatever feels comfortable for you. I like just hanging out in this position. It just, again, just using the weight of your head can just feel quite nice in just ironing out any bits of your back or upper body that might feel a bit tight. And then we're just going to slowly walk our hands into our downward facing dog position. So hands shoulder width apart and knees about hip width as well. Slight bend in the knees if you need to. My heels don't come quite down, so I have a slight bend in the knees. Nice space around my arms and shoulders. And I'm just going to start pedaling out here, so dropping one knee, but spending some time in this position just to allow the muscles to warm up there, and then just alternating, so dropping onto the other one. Again, just allowing that time for those muscles. Again, can feel really nice around the hips. And then we're just going to roll forward into a very high plank position. And we're going to just have a little bit of fun here, so get a little bit dynamic. We're going to take our left foot and we're going to tuck it in between our foot and our hand on the right. And we're going to drop the back hip and just open out that right hand up towards the ceiling. And then take it back. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So again, this can work your brain as well as your body as you get used to the coordination. But it can be quite fun once you get the hang of it. So it's opposite hand, opposite foot. And when you're starting out, just think about threading your one foot in between a foot and a hand, and then take the opposite one up towards the ceiling and just drop the hip a little bit, and then over onto the other side. And then once you get used to it, you can start speeding things up a little bit, get a little bit of a cardio workout, and maybe just doing, I've lost count, but maybe just doing 5 each side. And again, that really does not only work for cardio, but really nice for like just warming up the shoulders, warming up the hips, and it's quite dynamic as well. So just creating some heat in the body, which just allows those muscles to stretch that a little bit further and just feel a bit more mobile. And then taking your right foot and sending it up towards the ceiling, pressing the toes back as if you're pressing against an imaginary wall. Now we're going to come high onto the left toes, take this knee forward, and then we're just going to place it on the outside of the right hand there, and we're going to drop the back knee. If you can't quite reach your foot that far forward, then just give it a helping hand, shimmy it forward. And we're just going to maybe untuck the back toe and just kind of rock back and forth here. So this is really nice. You should feel it in your left glutes and the left side and your butt cheek, and also right quad as well. And again, just moving around. You can be quite dynamic with this. And then drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Take the right hand and just place it on the knee there, and just let that knee kind of push out to the side there. So you can come onto the edge, to the blade of the right foot, and just allow it to just kind of move around a little bit. So you can just really just think about moving the hip and the joint there, and just anything that feels comfortable. And then just again come into a place of stillness. Take the right hand and then just sweep that shoulder round, bending the back knee, grabbing hold of the foot. If this feels comfortable to you, if it doesn't, then please do just stick with the move beforehand. Again, this should be a nice shoulder opener on the right and a nice pull through the left hip flexor there. So just warming up those hips, and just, again, you can just move everything around, whatever feels comfortable. And then dropping the back knee, taking the hand back down towards the mat, untuck the back toes, So just taking that knee off the mat and then just pushing into your palms as you press back into your high plank and just pushing into downward facing dog there. And we'll just have a little bit of pedal out before we do the same on the other side. So left leg really nice and high, or whatever range you've got. Flexing that back toe again. Pretend you're pushing into a wall, an imaginary wall. Should have a lovely stretch in the right hand calf as well. Coming high onto the right toes. Bring the knee towards the nose, but then place it in on the outside of the left hand. Again, if your range is here, then just do a staged approach and just shimmy that foot forward. Placing the hands, and again, just staying on the back toes there, and just rocking back and forward. Again, you can just dip around, get a little bit funky with it, just whatever feels good. Then dropping that back knee and tucking the toes, and again, just taking that left hand, and then just pushing it on the outside of the knee, if that feels comfortable to you. Obviously, listen to your body and just pull back if there's anything that just doesn't feel quite right. This shouldn't be painful at all. And so just pushing that knee away there again, just think about moving everything around, and then just whatever feels good. Lovely. And then just placing that hand back down onto the mat, untucking those back toes, pushing into the palm of the hands, and then just stepping that foot back, or again, staged approach if that's what you feel you need. And then just stepping back into your downward facing dog, just taking a pedal out here, just getting that lovely movement in your lower body. Obviously shoulders are nice and engaged here as well. And then we're going to take the right foot, and we're going to bend the knee this time, and we're going to take the foot towards the butt on the left hand side, so your butt cheek there, almost as if you're trying to stack your hips one on top of the other. And this is really lovely for just opening up those hips. And you can just start doing circles with your knee on the right hand side. Just check in with what your shoulders are doing, so make sure you're not getting too crooked at the front there. Keep that integrity, keep your shoulders nice and straight. So just 2 or 3 just circles there to open up the hip. And then we're going to come high onto the left toes, and we're going to bring the knee towards the nose and just have a little hover there, and then send that foot back. This can feel quite nice sometimes, just getting a bit of speed in with the movement. So taking the knee towards the right elbow, sending it back, knee towards the left elbow, sending it back, and then just dropping that foot down. Again, nice to just sometimes speed things up a little bit and get a bit of dynamic movement in there. Then left leg up towards the ceiling, and again we're going to bend that knee and roll that hip open, but notice I'm not losing my strength in my arms there. And then again, just 2 or 3 circles there, one way, maybe 2 or 3 the other, just to get that hip moving. And then again, knee towards the nose, send it back, knee towards right elbow, go for a tap, and then knee towards left elbow, and send it back and step back into your downward facing dog. Again, just having a pedal out here. And then this one we're going to take the right foot, and we're going to bend the knee. But this time, if you've got it in your practice, you want to give it a go, if you've got the space, we're going to take this right foot and we're going to drop it down to the other side and take our hand up towards the ceiling for what's known as a wild thing. Again, it can be quite nice to just feel everything open up. Then taking the right hand back to the mat and the foot back up towards the ceiling, and then just placing it down on the mat. And we'll do the same on the other side. I feel like I'm going to end up in the plants if I do it this side, but we'll give it a go. So bent knee, and just think, again, trust yourself as well, and just maybe drop down a little bit on the knee just so you don't have as far to go. Dropping that back foot, and then just opening out into a wild thing, getting that lovely stretch in the front body. And again, just challenging yourself maybe to do something slightly different than you normally would. And then just come to place both hands, both feet back on the mat. Come high onto your toes, ripple forward into a high plank, and then drop the knees, untuck the toes, and just take the chest and chin, elbows tucked in by side, chest and chin in between the hands there. And on an inhale, just bringing that chest forward, opening up that chest and squeezing those elbows in as you come into your baby cobra, and just opening up that chest. And we're just going to walk the hands slightly forward. And if it feels comfortable for you, just coming into a bit of a deeper back bend. But anybody with lower back issues, please just regress it. Maybe just stay in your baby cobra, whatever feels comfortable. If it is comfortable for you, you can walk your hands all the way to the front of the mat. Make sure your bum's nice and squeezed here, just pushing that pelvis into the mat just helps support your lower back. It just feels quite nice and comfortable. Again, just really lovely back bend here, but please just do it with caution. Listen to your body if you do have any niggles or anything like that. And then just dropping to the elbows into our Sphinx pose. So very similar, just a little bit of a different engagement here. So without even moving, just think about pulling your elbows back towards your hips. And you should just get a really lovely engagement in the side of your body as well as the front line. And then just take a couple of breaths here. Again, just making sure the bum squeeze and pelvis is into the sort of, flat on the mat. And then just letting everything go, hands down by your sides, toes tucked. And we'll just push back into a child's pose here. So just untucking the toes, nice and wide with the knees if that's comfortable. If not, knees together. And just drop the forehead towards the mat. You can have a little shoulder roll here. So just as if you're rolling the forehead as well. Just taking the shoulders from side to side. Anything really that just feels good for you. And then just walking the hands towards the knees, bringing the knees in to shoulder width apart, hip width apart. And again, if it feels comfortable, just walking the hands slightly behind you can feel quite nice to just get a bit of a stretch in the quads there, pushing up through the shoulders, and then just walking them back. And then just pushing the bum off the heels, tucking the toes. And again, just whatever feels comfortable to you. If you've got it in your practice, just taking hold of the heels there, coming into what's known as your camel pose, and then just dropping the head if it feels comfortable. And you should get that really lovely stretch from the front line of your body. So you should be feeling it in your quads, hip flexors, core, shoulders. And then just really slowly, just one hand come forward, just transferring that weight forward. And just coming into your child's pose again, so just counteracting that back bend. Have a little bit of a wriggle out here. Nice. And then just walking the hands back up towards the mat. And then we're just going to take the feet to the left or right hand side, drop the bum, and come into a seated position. And we're just going to do just a little hip mobilizer here just to finish off, which can feel quite nice. So just having your knees about hip width apart, and then just windscreen wiping them from one side to the other. And again, with stuff like this, you might find that one side is looser than the other. But again, over time, this is the kind of video that you could do, kind of workout. You could do as many times as you like, and hopefully over time you would notice just your mobility improving. And then just coming to rest on one side, so both knees are just facing the right. And if it's comfortable for you, just taking the right foot, popping it over the knee, maybe coming down onto your forearms, and just letting the weight of that right foot, or even just all the way down to your mat, and just let that upper body go. Just using the weight from the right foot to just increase that stretch. On the other side, muscles should be nice and warm now. And again, just taking a couple of breaths here, whatever feels comfortable to you. And then coming back to center and taking the left foot, taking that left foot onto the knee of the right hand side and just dropping down, again, using that weight of your left leg as resistance to just help increase that stretch there. And again, just giving your body a couple of moments just to ease into it. And then just coming back to center. And then just give yourselves a nice big hug. So bringing your chest and chin in towards your knees. Might be nice to just roll from side to side. And just whatever feels most comfortable to you. And then just dropping the knees and just maybe taking those feet out nice and long and just letting everything go. You can have a bit of a shake from side to side, maybe a full body stretch, whatever feels comfortable. Anything that you want to add on to the end is cool. And then just whenever you're ready, however you want, but please do take your time to just relax there. Just come to a seated position nice and slowly. Take a few nice big deep breaths to just finish your practice. So yeah, just a mobility workout for you there, just designed to get all the joints moving, making everything feel a bit more supple as well, and hopefully just a little bit playful too. So I hope you enjoyed it and you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care, bye.